Niggas ain't even really think it was hot.
For real?
Yeah, I knew it was hot though, but I played it. Motherfuckers like, yeah, that shit hot. All right, that shit in the vote. Like, I would listen to it in the car when I get in the car. I had that song for like a year and a half now.
Oh shit, you been sitting on that?
Yeah, that song old as shit.
Damn.
Yeah, that song like a year and a half max, but like a year for sure. I bet.
This right here was the exact moment 6'7" took over everything. Out of nowhere, it became one of the most viral trends of 2025. Kids everywhere repeating it non-stop, turning it into a full-blown catchphrase while parents are completely lost trying to figure out what it even means. That's how fast it spread. It didn't just stay online either. It got so big that South Park even made a full episode about the 6'7" craze.
I'm 6'7". 6'7".
If you haven't subscribed yet, fix that right now. This is IconicTrey, and things are about to get crazy. 6'7" didn't just go viral, it completely took over. It got so big that the phrase somehow ended up being called the word of the year for 2025, even though it's literally just numbers. That alone tells you how out of control this trend became. But here's where things get weird. What does 6'7" actually mean? Ask any kid and you'll probably get the same answer. It means nothing, just a random phrase, something funny, something that spread for no reason at all. That's the surface explanation. But is that really the full story? Because once you start digging, things don't look as simple anymore. There's a deeper layer here that most people completely miss. Because today, we're diving into the figure tied to this entire trend, Skrilla, the name that keeps popping up behind the scenes of the 6'7" craze. If you've been online recently or around younger audiences, you've definitely seen this play out. The way it works is simple, but that's what makes it stick. Someone casually says 6 or 7, and out of nowhere, a kid jumps in yelling 6'7" while doing that same hand motion and laughing like it's the funniest thing ever. It's unpredictable, it's repetitive, and it spreads fast. That's how trends like this take over.
To say, what number do you think I'm gonna say?
6'7".
What looks like a simple, meaningless trend has completely taken over. Kids everywhere repeating 6'7" non-stop like it's second nature, turning it into something you hear all day without even realizing it. It didn't stay in one place either. It spread across TikTok, media clips, TV mentions, and most importantly, straight into schools. Elementary, middle school, everywhere. That's when it hits different, because once it reaches that level, it's not just a trend, it becomes part of everyday behavior. And that's when it got personal. It even made its way into my own house. One day my kid walks in casually saying 6'7" like it's normal, and I'm just standing there trying to figure out what I missed. No context, no explanation, just the phrase on repeat. Even at home, nobody really knew what it meant. And that's how you know this thing spread way deeper than people realize.
Let the people know where you from and like, I mean, what part of the city you from? Let's start right there.
6'7", like, you hear 6'7", that's my block. Like, I'm from Southwest, I'm 67 from Elmwood, all around there. That's my neck of the woods and all that.
Bail you out. All right. The 6'7", I know you said that's your block in your neighborhood and all that shit. We see Skrilla walk up, like, he got that shit. Worldwide, everything. Shout out to boy Lamar Barr.
Shout out to Skrilla.
He was like, Lamar Barr was rapping that shit like that. But I hear you too, like, shit, That's how Skrilla say that. Y'all have any family and shit. So like, what that? Like,
but no, Skrilla, like
you influence him?
Everybody, like, that's my man. We went song for song. He gave me a verse. I owe him a verse right now. I owe Skrilla a verse right now. I'm gonna get that done soon, but I owe Skrilla a verse or whatever. But he been saying 6'7". Like, he got a song with G Herbo saying that shit. When he was saying it, he made a video, like, the song, I was gonna hop on that joint and all that. He said he was gonna put me on and all that, but I was out Egypt. I'm out Egypt buying a house. You feel me? Like, I'm out Egypt buying a house. I ain't gonna
pop it.
For some reason, the 6'7" trend didn't fade. It kept growing. And the more it spread, the more it made me curious. At some point, I had to ask, where did this even come from? So I started digging. At first, it felt like I was wasting time on the most random thing ever. But the deeper I went, the more it started to change how I looked at the whole situation. Because what seemed like harmless noise started connecting to something more structured. That's when everything shifted. To really understand 6'7", you have to go back to where it started. The origin isn't as random as people think. It first showed up online in basketball spaces, mainly on TikTok, where it was tied to LaMelo Ball. The phrase literally came from his height, 6 feet 7 inches. That was the joke at the beginning.
Everyone thinks LaMelo started the 6'7" trend, but they're wrong. Here are the top 3 moments that made it viral. Number 3, the superstars. It blew up when stars like Steph Curry and KD started saying 6'7" in press conferences, confusing the entire internet. Number 2, LaMelo Ball. The trend went nuclear with LaMelo because he's actually 6'7", making everyone think he started it. Number 1, the real origin. But it was all started by Keldon Johnson in this one clip.
For a while, that's all it was. If you weren't tapped into basketball content, you probably never even saw it. It stayed in that niche, nothing major, nothing viral. Then everything changed. Around March 2025, the trend exploded. One specific clip goes viral, and suddenly 6'7" jumps from a small inside joke to something everywhere all at once. The viral clip that set everything off looks simple at first. A kid scores during a basketball game, the camera pans to the crowd, and then it happens. Another kid jumps up yelling 6'7" while doing that now famous hand motion. That moment spreads instantly, and just like that, the 6'7" kid becomes a viral sensation. That's how fast it happened. One clip, and suddenly one of the biggest trends of 2025 is everywhere. The wild part? Most people repeating it had no idea what it even meant. But as the trend kept growing, the origin started coming out. The kid behind the video eventually explained that 6'7" came from a lyric in a rap song called Doo-Doo, created by Philly rapper Skrilla. That's where things start to shift, because the phrase wasn't random, it came from a specific line in the song. And once you look at the context of that music, the tone is very different from how kids are using it. That's when the trend stops looking completely harmless.
Because now there's a clear disconnect between where it came from and how it's being repeated everywhere.
Then it gets even deeper. Skrilla has been asked multiple times what 6'7" actually means, but his answer always stays the same. He plays it off like it's just a random phrase from a song. That response feels intentional, because once something goes mainstream, especially with younger audiences, tying it to anything serious or controversial could instantly change how people see it. But when you dig further, there's another layer people start pointing to. The phrase is often linked back to a specific area in Philadelphia connected to a group known locally by those numbers. That connection is where things take a darker turn, because now what started as a viral joke begins to carry a meaning that most of the audience repeating it doesn't even realize.
You know, these are definitely not guys that you want to be at war with, all right? So apparently 6'7" or 6700 block as they're referred to, YSN, they're apparently at war with another set called ODA or the 7400 block, and word around town, apparently the war between these groups has gotten so bad that there is a $45,000 bounty on the heads of any YSN member due to the fact that YSN killed an innocent person as get back for YSN Diaz. And they're saying Chucky 67th actually ended up losing his life due to a price being on his head. Okay, and I'm going to tell you more about that in a minute. But this guy YSN Diaz, okay, he is somebody that lost his life in a very brutal incident. And, you know, I'm about to tell you, man, it's actually really, really messed up what's going on behind the scenes with this YSN, this 6'7" gang.
That's where the situation gets even more serious. The group tied to that name has a reputation that people describe as extremely dangerous, with stories circulating about violent incidents and retaliation tied to their activity. That's the part most people repeating the phrase have no idea about.
That's where my young boy's from. You ever heard of Duty Baby?
Duty Baby. Hey, how's he doing?
Yeah, you probably heard of him. He upcoming artist though. That's where all like my little young boys from though. Like that's where all my little crash outs from.
Okay.
6'7".
That's what makes this even heavier when you look closer. There have been serious conflicts tied to groups associated with that name, with reports of violence connected to ongoing disputes. That's not something most people think about when they hear the phrase being repeated casually. And here's where it lines up. The phrase 6'7" is often used as a signature chant in that context, the same exact words now being repeated everywhere. That overlap is what raises questions, because once those connections are pointed out, the trend doesn't feel as random as it first seemed.
You mentioned your religion. What religion exactly do you represent?
I'm a Santo. I do Palo. I'm a Santo.
What's that mean exactly?
Like all that sacrificing goats and all that. That's not just for like that's real life.
You sacrificed a goat.
You seen that, bro? That's real life, bro.
Really?
I sacrifice goats, chickens, mice. Like I do for certain though. Like I'm not allowed to explain it how you want me to explain it. I think how you want me to explain it, but
Yeah. Well, I can do my research. That's interesting.
It ain't even gonna. You're not even gonna find it
it's
like
hard
that.
to Google.
You could Google it, but it ain't gonna explain. It's like it's. You could try to do your research though, and let me know what you find out though, bro.
Now you've got kids everywhere repeating the phrase without knowing what's behind it. They're saying it like it's funny, like it's just another random trend, not realizing there's a deeper context tied to where it came from. That's what makes this feel familiar, because we've seen something like this before. Remember the Naughty Bop trend? It blew up the same way. Viral dance, everyone doing it, even teachers joining in. But later, people found out it was connected to a diss aimed at a real-life situation involving violence. And once that truth came out, everything changed. The trend died fast, because nobody wanted to be part of something tied to something that serious. That's the comparison being made here. 6-7 might look harmless on the surface, but once people start connecting it to its origins, the tone shifts completely.
Do y'all know about the viral 6-7 thing going around? You've probably seen one of your kids do the gesture or say the number. But did you know the meaning is actually demonic? This is Skrilla. This guy is the reason your kids are saying 6-7 from a song he made called Doo Doo. Skrilla is into demonic worship. He is a Santero. He is into Payo Mayumbe. And the Do-Do or 6-7 is quite literally a demonic chant into summoning the spirits that he operates in.
I'm a Santo. I do Palo. Like all that sacrificing goats and all that shit, that's real life.
You sacrificed a goat?
I sacrifice goats, chickens, mice. I'm not allowed to explain it.
Y'all in my godfather crib so he can show y'all some shit with my religion. Yeah.
Follow me. Starts off with Elegua, which is the path opener, Ogun, Ochosi, Shango.
You heard it from the man himself. He worships demons, and he summons demons into people to harm people. More specific, he worships Ogun and Yamoja. Which number 6 is Ogun in the song, and 7 represents Yamoja, and now your kids are chanting it. Probably the reason he did the Baby Shark theme, huh? What do y'all think?
Then you get into the artist behind it, Skrilla. His music falls into that drill space, where themes often revolve around street life, conflict, and intense storytelling. That's part of the image. But what really stands out to some viewers is the visual style of his videos. There's a heavy, dark aesthetic, dramatic lighting, intense symbolism, and scenes that feel designed to create a certain atmosphere. In one of his videos, the visuals lean into that tone even more, using shadows, candles, and exaggerated effects to build a cinematic, almost unsettling vibe. That's where the conversation shifts again, because now it's not just about a trend, it's about how music, imagery, and viral culture all overlap in ways most people don't notice at first. There are moments in those visuals that really stand out. Scenes where his eyes roll back, exaggerated effects kick in, and the whole tone shifts into something intense and unsettling. It's clearly meant to grab attention and create a strong reaction. And that's where the concern comes in. Because imagine someone curious about the trend, typing in Skrilla on YouTube, clicking a video, and suddenly being hit with visuals they weren't expecting at all. That contrast is jarring. A light, playful trend on one side, and much darker, more intense imagery on the other. Then the conversation moves deeper. Some viewers connect those visuals to broader spiritual or cultural influences, pointing out repeated motifs, chants, and visual patterns that feel deliberate rather than random. That's where things get interpreted differently, because for some, it's just part of the aesthetic, something meant to stand out in a crowded space. For others, it feels like there's a deeper meaning being communicated through the music and visuals. Because depending on how you see it, the same content can feel completely different. One thing is clear though, this isn't just background noise. It's intentional, it's stylized, and it's part of what makes the 6-7 trend feel a lot bigger than just a random phrase going viral.
You could put, you could put bad spirits on people too. Like you could put a person's name and like their birthday inside the, you could put them inside the Agun pot. And like you basically sending Agun like metal, like they could get shot, stabbed, something could happen to them.
So it would be something in metal that would kill them. Like, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's different ways you could do things. Though, like you can actually put somebody's name in your shoe and keep it or in the bottom of your sock or in your shoe, like
what
bad happened to them. Like
That's where the discussion keeps getting more intense.
In interviews, Skrilla has spoken about his beliefs and how they influence his mindset and creative direction. He references practices and ideas that, depending on who's listening, can come across as symbolic, spiritual, or even unsettling. That's what keeps people paying attention, because once those elements get brought into the conversation, it stops being just about music and turns into something people start questioning on a deeper level.
Yo, I'm about to take y'all in my Godfather crib so he can show y'all what my religion.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Hey, nice to meet you, brother. I would love to learn about, like, the religion and the background and everything.
Sure, not a problem. Follow me. Starts with Elegua, which is the path opener, Ogun, Ochosi, Shango, Aigayu, Ochun, Yemaya, Oya, San Lázaro, and Obatala. This is Elegua, the path opener. This is the person who you come talk to when everything is going down and you feel like you're stuck between a room where there's no way out. You speak to Elegua, you do things with Elegua. That's Ogun.
That right there's Ogun.
This one is Ochosi. He's the hunter of the religion. That one is Chango, the lord of thunder, lightning. This is Ochun, Odudua.
Just to further our understanding, how much does these figures mean to you guys?
Well, to me, they mean the world. They mean everything to me.
You just get it and you gotta actually take care of everything and do the stuff that you're supposed to do. Yeah, before I signed my deal, that's what I asked for. And we was sitting in here before I even did it, the day before I did it, 2 days before I did it, and then I made my decision of what I asked for, and then I got what I asked for.
So you really feel like you were blessed by higher powers to be signed and all that?
I know, for sure. Facts.
This is where the story takes another turn and raises even more questions. Skrilla has openly talked about his beliefs and how they connect to his life and career. In interviews and videos, he references spiritual influences as part of his journey, tying them into how he sees his success unfolding. That detail stands out because when an artist connects their rise to something beyond just music, it shifts how people interpret everything around them. There's even a moment during a video with Brandon Buckingham where Skrilla walks through his background and points to those influences directly. He speaks about guidance, belief, and the role it plays in shaping his path. That's where opinions split again. Some see it as personal faith and symbolism. Others see it as something deeper that adds another layer to his image and the 6'7" trend connected to him. Either way, it keeps the conversation going, because now it's not just about a viral phrase, it's about the story, the meaning, and what people think is really behind it.
So let's talk about Doop Doop, man. Like, do you remember recording this song? Like, do you remember that session? What was you going through that day?
I remember that. All right, bet. We just got out, but we was out LA. What we riding? We riding the S580, bro. Thinking in LA it's raining, bad as shit. Bang, smack the wheel out, right on the highway. Like on this the trail, like a little trail, like a highway trail, like right before you get on the highway. We smack that shit out. Bang, that shit done. That's Friday, brand new, 2023. That's Friday, that shit done. We get out the wheel, we get an Uber. We get an Uber and leave the wheel there. Like, fuck that shit. Just leave that shit. We get an Uber and go right to the studio. Bang. We in the studio. I'm in the studio. I'm at, Southside. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I know. Yeah, I'm at Southside crib. Bang, we in Southside crib. It's me, Sizzle, Mainski. You know Mainski? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's me, Mainski, my brother, and three of my niggas. We inside the crib, we going through beats and shit. But I heard that Doop Doop beat 3-4 days ago on Instagram. Shout out Ellis. He put it on his Instagram, he playing on his Instagram. I'm like, bro, I need that beat. He never sent it to me though. It's 2-3 days later I get in the studio, he's the first person I hit up. Yo, bro, I need that beat that I said that I like, that you posted on the gram. He sent that shit straight to me. Sizzle was playing me some beats, but I was just stuck on that beat that I really wanted to do. We pulled the beat up. Everybody dipped to get something to eat from the studio. It was just me, the engineer, and Macy was there for a little bit. Macy was with me while I was recording that shit. I made that song probably in 10, 20, I'm like 10, 20 minutes. I did that shit in an hour. I recorded that shit an hour. Everybody came out, played that shit.
So when you put everything together, the picture starts to look very different. Skrilla openly ties parts of his journey and success to his personal beliefs and influences. That alone changes how people interpret the rise of the 6-7 trend and the image surrounding it. Then there's the visual shift. As his popularity grows, his aesthetic becomes more intense, masks, darker visuals, and a style that feels more deliberate and symbolic. That transformation doesn't go unnoticed. And that brings everything back to the phrase itself. 6-7 didn't just appear out of nowhere. It connects to a real-world origin, a music influence, and a broader cultural context that most people repeating it don't fully understand. That's what makes it stand out, because what looks like a harmless trend on the surface carries layers that aren't obvious at first glance. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. I'll catch you in the next one.